Nintendo games are almost universally known for their quality, but if there's anything else they're known for, it's that excluding the occasional temporary discount, they pretty much never get a price cut. Seriously, 1-2-Switch is still $50, and it was a launch title in 2017 that almost nobody cared about. But what if I told you that just a few years ago, this wasn't the case? Today, let's briefly talk about the history of Nintendo Selects and how they could, and really should, implement the system for the Switch. Without further ado, let's get started. Hey there, I'm Kardino. Let me lay out a scenario for you. You've got an itch to play a great Nintendo game, but you're a little strapped for cash. Blowing $60 on a new game isn't something you might be able to do on a regular basis. But then, enter the Nintendo Selects program. For only $20, you can get a great game to add to your library. That was a genius of Nintendo Selects. If you were skeptical on buying a game, whether you weren't sure if you'd like it or just couldn't justify yourself paying $60 for something, you still had several options, with more being added throughout a system's lifespan. In fact, the program is technically still running for the Wii, Wii U, and 3DS. See, you can get DKC Tropical Freeze for... Now, before Selects were a thing, the program was originally named Player's Choice, and were awarded to games that sold the best. Now, the only console I actually own any of these on is the GameCube, although they were on a few other consoles as well. Then in 2011, Nintendo rebranded the program and added Wii titles to the pile. No DS titles, but hey, you take what you can get. There were a decent amount of these games that got selected, including some hits like new versions of Pikmin 2, the Galaxy games, and Mario Kart Wii. Then a little while later, the 3DS and Wii U came along, and for the first several years, we got nothing. In fact, it wasn't until 2016 that we here in North America got price cuts on Wii U titles like Mario 3D World, Nintendo Land, and Wind Waker HD. For the 3DS, the selection was just as good, with games like Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, Animal Crossing New Leaf, and... Weirdly enough, they even kept adding titles as recently as 2019, although by that point, the 3DS was pretty much dead. Now obviously the Switch is going strong, so there's no real reason for Nintendo to reintroduce the Selects program, but even so, I think it's still possible that'll happen. I mean, yeah, the Wii U was a failure, but the 3DS and Wii were two of Nintendo's best-selling consoles. But one thing to note is that they didn't actually start adding titles until the second half of the console's lifespans. I mean, by the time games started getting price drops, the 3DS had quite a few years under its belt. Now, at the time of this video, the Switch is almost 4 years old, so even though it would be slightly earlier than usual, I still think that now would be a good time to bring the program back. So now, let's go over my ideas for Nintendo Switch Selects. Okay, so going in, my mentality was that if we wanted to be realistic, it couldn't be something like Smash Bros. Since Nintendo's still making DLC for it. Also, they can't be too recent, so older titles will probably have priority. Lastly, we gotta have one weird title in there. I mean, look in the Wii U's and 3DS's libraries, and you'll be surprised at what you see. Like, what is the first game you think about when you hear Wii U? Mario Kart 8? Smash Bros. 4? How about Lego City Undercover? Yeah, out of those three games, the Lego one got the select. Like, seriously, what determines what becomes a select over here? Over in Europe, they got Paper Mario Sticker Star, while we here in North America got Frozen Olaf's Quest. And another Lego City Undercover. Anyway, the games I chose for the first wave were Splatoon 2, Super Mario Party, Fitness Boxing, and representing the big franchises, Super Mario Odyssey. Now, the one thing I'm not sure about is whether they'd use the standard price of $20, or whether they'd sneak it up a little more to something like $25. Really, I see $30 being the maximum price before the slogan doesn't really work anymore. Remember, one of the benefits of this program is to encourage people to try new titles, and after a certain point, it won't work. I mean, I first got into Animal Crossing because of the Selects program, so I can confirm that it's worked in the past. But anyway, those are my ideas for Wave 1 at least. Who knows, maybe I'll update this list in the future, but I think those 4 would be good to expect for now. I mean, it's not like they'll discount a ton of these things at once. I guess if they were to pick a couple more, I'd say New Super Mario Bros. And ARMS are both pretty safe bets. But anyway, let me know what games you'd like to see discounted. Do you think this list was realistic, or will Nintendo just keep everything at full price? Also, please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Until next time though, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.